Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and today we have our online business fair. This is an opportunity for you to learn about how to start, grow, and scale your business. It might be a business you have now, a business you're thinking about getting started. It might be you're looking for a partner to do this. We are here to answer all kinds of different questions. We have practitioners that are here, coaches and consultants, often that are also intuitives and readers and healers themselves. We're giving you advice on what you can do in your business. We have navigated our own businesses. Many of us have worked in business for a long time. We've had all kinds of clients, and so we're bringing our resources to you. So not only are we practitioners working with people, we also work with business. We're going to have everyone introduce themselves so you get to know who they are, what they do, what they're here to share with you today. There's a schedule of talks that you can see at jointhefair.com, and there's lots of information over at the Fair Schedule Room, and we'll be sharing more and putting more in chat as we go today, and I'll be doing announcements throughout the event. All right, let's see. So we'll take about a minute each for the practitioners to share who they are, and if you'd like to ask a question of the panel that's coming up here over this next hour, please let me know in chat so that we can get you on the list. We're excited to be here to support you and to be collaborating together to support growing great things in the world, growing great people. All right, we're going to have Jessica and then Sandra and then Susanna share. Go ahead, Jessica.
Welcome. I'm so excited to be here. My mission, I know, like Lorelai said, we've all been in business a long time and have been coaching and working with people a long time. And I really want to focus in on the fact that I'm Bliss Out Mentor. And we really look at this from a perspective of our goal and mission is to help other people. And so we want to be able to help all of you so that you can go out and help others. And so whatever stage of your business that you're in, there's lots of us who can help you. And today I'm specifically focusing on, I love tech. And so I'm specifically focusing on the changes that are coming in social media because there's some really massive changes for 2025 and it's going to change the strategy. And then in addition to that, my second teaching is going to be on writing a book authentically in a month with AI, but not using AI as your language. And so there's a trick to it. And I've been using AI for a few years now. And I know now it's popular with everyone. So I'm going to be sharing some of that with you as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Jessica. Next, we've got Sandra, Susanna, and then Lisa.
I'm Sandra Jeffs. I'm certified in theta healing. I have spent 10 years working in business management, and at the college level, I taught business courses for almost 3 years. I've created 7 entrepreneurial businesses over the years, and today I run 4, all of which are heart-centered businesses. Today I'll be offering a clearing of blocks to abundance that will happen at 5:15 in room 6, and I'll also offer a clearing for the belief that abundance is limited. I also have a special of 15% off for scheduling a 1 hour theta healing private session with me on any issue of your choice. That special only runs until next Friday, January 10th. And in the hours after my clearing session, I'll be open to 10-minute personal clearings for $10. It's free to come and listen. Also in the chat, I every year create a free handout for what the coming year is going to have. So you can go and get that download for free if you'd like to know a little bit about what numerology, astrology, and the psychics are saying 2025 will be. So hope to see you. Bye.
Thank you, Sandra. Susanna, Lisa, and then Scotty and Vanessa will share.
Hi, I'm Susanna with Dragonfly Holistic, where transformations happen. I've been a healing arts practitioner for over 30 years. I have experience in person, at fairs, online, and behind the scenes. Tonight in my breakout room number 8, I'm giving a free 15-minute interactive talk on how past lives can hinder your current day's success. I'm also offering a low-cost mini session to update your energetic vibration and attraction factor. This will open doors that were once closed. Also an Akashic record clearing for blocks to success, money, and worthiness, and anything else that you might be challenged with. So I'll be working with that directly. My after fair special is a 1 hour private session for 100, and that's through January. And I also offer a supportive business mentoring program for those for the journey of having a business. A business is a live entity, and it needs love and care, and you need support in it as well. So look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Susanna. We've got Lisa, Scotty, and Vanessa, and feel free to take more than a minute. You can take 2 minutes for both of you together. And then maybe we have Tiffany and Jenny. I've lost track of the order. No, they just moved to the bottom. We're going to have Mary and Todd be sharing also. Go ahead, Lisa.
Thank you, Lorelei. Hey, Mystics. I'm Lisa Stewart of Co-Create Your Magic. I'm an intuitive business guide, brand strategist, product and web developer, inventor, author, and seer. My mission is to empower mystics like you to create businesses that are aligned with passion, profit, and philanthropy. I want you to feel confident, capable, and ready to make a transformative impact in your community. So if you're transitioning from the work world to the woo world, I can help you grow your business with tools with angels, spirit guides, oracle cards, and divination. Co-creating with spirit has always been part of my magic. One of the most powerful ways I help clients is by seeing the bigger picture and translating it into a magnetic online presence, starting with your website homepage. Your website isn't just a digital presence, it's your first impression. It reflects your magic while building trust and connection. With 30 years of experience working with businesses of all sizes, I help bring visions online by creating websites that feel aligned, intuitive, and welcoming. Should social media disappear one day, you can rest easy knowing that you still have your website working for you 24/7. Plus, you own it. So if your website's visitors aren't booking a session with you, it's not because they're not interested. It may be that your website isn't guiding them to take the next step. So let's fix that. If you want tips on designing a homepage that captivates and converts, or if you're facing website challenges, come chat with me in room number 4. Tonight, I'm offering homepage audits for $111, which is a perfect way to get expert feedback and refine your homepage for clarity, credibility, and conversions. It's a simple and impactful way to improve your website without a full redesign. Or you can learn how to do it yourself in my online business training platform, Mystic Makers Business Portal. Everything you need to quickly build your business to become a recognized expert and guide. It's a membership that allows you to learn and grow at your pace. I can't wait to see you there and help you on your journey. And until next time, stay magical.
Thanks so much, Lisa. So we'll have Scotty and Vanessa, and then we'll have Tiffany and Jenny, and then Mary and Todd. Go ahead, Scotty and Vanessa.
Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Vanessa. I'm super grateful to be here. So, thank you for having both of us. So, what our business is Find Your Balance Now. And really, what we're passionate about is retreats and transformational experiences. So, we have a retreat center here in Washington State. And so, really, especially after going through COVID, it's there's transformation that can happen online, right? But really, and there's transformation that can happen inside of a session room, one-to-one. But ultimately, these transformational experiences that go for multiple days is truly impactful and transformational, not just for the people that come, but for your business. And so if you're looking to take your business to that next level and want to incorporate retreats, we do retreat mentoring. We have a retreat center. So there's a lot of collaboration, marketing, ways that we can work with people on seeing how retreats fits into their business. It can seem really daunting, especially, and it's in Roy, Washington, very close to Tacoma, about an hour and a half from the airport. So it feels like you're in the country, but you're still like close enough to the city. Yeah, so that's a little bit about us.
Yeah, and I'm Scotty, also very excited and grateful to be here with every one of you. And today in breakout room 7 at 7 o'clock, we're going to be doing a free interactive talk about manifestation and marketing magic. And specifically with marketing, so many people get stuck in the mindset of, I just need to market my service. But really what we're here to help you with, in addition to talking about how experiences can help increase when you have valuable experiences to your business, like the way that people come in and the value that it gives them and like the awe factor is huge. But in regards to marketing, it's making the shift out of just marketing your services to what is my message? What is the message I'm here to share with the world? And when you make that one shift with the 3 easy step process that we're going to walk through today, it's going to bring your client attraction to a whole other level.
Thanks so much, Vanessa and Scotty. Next, we've got Tiffany, and then Jenny, and then Mary and Todd.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tiffany Rose, Money Reiki Grandmaster, Intuitive Coach, and Spiritual Business Consultant. I'm founder of Galactic Mystery School and a galactic astrology practitioner. I bring over 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, graphic design, website, and Etsy shop creations. I specialize in helping entrepreneurs like you clear energy blocks, align with prosperity, and create flourishing businesses. Tonight in room 9 at 5:45, I'll be hosting a talk on manifesting prosperity with a money Reiki activation for entrepreneurs. So we'll be exploring how to clear money blocks, activate your flow of abundance for the new year. It's free to watch. I'd love for you to join me. During the fair, I'm also offering 15-minute money Reiki sessions for $20. These are quick yet powerful sessions to give your energy a boost. Plus, an after exclusive fair special, I'm offering full 1-hour money Reiki sessions for $88 or 25% off any Zoom session booked through my website through the end of January, intuitivetiffanyRose.com. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tiffany. Next, we've got Jenny, then Mary, then Todd.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. I'm Jenny Capella, and I'm from Neuralight LLC. I'm a business and career coach, and I specialize in helping people find the right paradigm for themselves in business, whether that's self-employment, like entrepreneurship or buying a business, or whether that could be part-time employment, full-time employment, or freelance work on the side, like websites like Fiverr. There's a lot of those out there now. And I really enjoy taking my years and years of experience in business, working with startups, helping them find funding, helping the founders avoid founders syndrome, which can happen when founders kind of hang on to something and maybe the time to learn how to delegate. I work with mid-sized businesses and multinational companies, and I really enjoy combining that experience along with personalized intuitive guidance. I've worked with hundreds of people who've been laid off in the past few years. And one thing that they have in common almost always is the shock factor, the feeling of, okay, I just lost my career. I wasn't expecting this. Now what do I do? Many of them are thinking about self-employment in some form. And I really love helping them walk through a very practical, tangible process to decide if that is the essence of what's next for them, their expression in their career. I also work with people who are currently employed who are thinking, I might want to be a little bit more proactive in my life and not just depend and assume that my job is going to be here tomorrow. And for those people, they're also considering maybe a big career pivot of some kind, including business ownership. So I work with people unemployed, self-employed, currently on the side, employed, and wherever your position is, whether you're employed or unemployed, I'm very glad to assist you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny. All right, great. Next, we've got Mary and then Todd, both coming with us on the road. All right, Mary, let's get you unmuted.
There we go. Hey, my name is Mary Sweeney, and I do energy work, but that's not really what I want to tell you about today. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for you to gain a lot of business skills through today's meetings and through working with the various people that are here. But on a personal level, the thing that has mattered to me the most and the thing that I've had to work through the most over my life and my years of working with people is, what is it about me that is unique? There's a lot of different methods you can use about how do I really own, or really, how is my work my own self-expression, an expression of what I've learned and what I'm constantly learning in my life, all the new things that come along that I want to bring to my work that makes it so unique and stand out so much for the people who want what I have to offer. And what I've found is the more I do that, the more clients I get, because something about the way I'm doing things comes across in such a genuine way that people really resonate with it. And I'm not doing it for any other purpose except to express myself. That's at the heart of it. I want to be in this world in a way where my uniqueness is expressed in how I interact with people and everything in my life. And so everybody who's coming here has a gift, and they're we're working with a bunch of tremendously gifted people. If you are feeling in your work like you really want to begin to focus on what I'm talking about, if that resonates with you, if you haven't already come to some relationship with that, come and talk to me. I'm working by donation tonight, and I'd love to help some people if it's right for you. And I appreciate your time and listening to me, and perhaps I'll see some of you later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. All right. And then Todd.
Excuse me. So my name is Todd, and some people call me a computer whisperer because I'm a programmer and a web developer, marketer, and all this stuff, and business owner since 2003. All the stuff that has to go with the business. We all know if we're run a business, we are the entire C-suite executives. We are the hopefully at some point you're the people on the ground as well, and you try to move out of your business as much as possible. So you're never in the business and you're trying to get up to the top and say, well, the other people at some point can run the business and I'll be thinking about where the business needs to go. So like what I'm queuing into now I want to like label where I'm best suited to help. And that is probably, if you look at this ikigai concept in Japanese framework, it's like, you know what you're good at, you know what you like to do, and you're doing something the world needs. I kind of need those three qualities to exist. And that's where I'm going to come in best for the people that have that already. The part where I help is where getting the world to pay for that. And I can assess what you have on your mind, what you might be able to coach, what you might be able to offer the world and say how it's valuable, where the corners of the internet it's valuable, and getting you into those corners of the internet via different marketing methods. And on top of that, improving your what's called conversion rate optimization on your website to make sure it flows, that it doesn't make people think too much. It's just kind of like you just do it, right? It's just easy. The conversion buttons or the buttons that say buy now or do this are just easy to get to, and clear language, all that stuff. I'm going to have a website soon called Soul Aligned Agency. That's my new agency. It's not up yet, shoemaker's shoes kind of thing. And so if you have those three components of Ikigai, I can really help you with the how to get the world to pay for it. Now, it's not always that like your thing that you're doing, they're going to pay for it, but sometimes you have to pivot and you have the spirit of your thing there. It's really going to cue into that spirit of your thing. And then you might pivot to say, well, that's how the marketplace knows it now. Or if you're breaking a new idea into the marketplace, well, then you got to create brand value on top of it. So on one level, if you have something the marketplace knows already, you can put that out there and get it right away. But when you have something the marketplace doesn't know yet, something new, like a new spiritual thing you're doing, then you have to break into like the idea of like making your thing known and branding idea and like, just kind of getting a marketing thing going. So that's kind of like the thing. But yeah, if you got those three Ikigais, definitely come in my room because I can help you with the fourth, how the world will pay for it pretty easily when you've got those three set up. And I really need somebody who loves what they do, passionate, and really wants to like do something big in the world, or even small, but localized, but big for the local area. I don't know, something like that. All right, done.
That's great. Thank you so much, Todd. It's great having us all together. So there are 10 of us all together tonight that are here available for you, that are going to be answering questions for the rest of this hour. And then we'll be in breakout rooms, each doing our own thing for the next following 3 hours that we're together. So we're opening up the panel. We take questions on anything. We want to answer questions on your business, about your part of your business. It might be a business that exists. It might be a business that you're wanting to launch. You might not, already be out in the world yet. We want to support you in having this out in the world. We're going to bring all the resources that we have, not only the things that we talked about today. Let's see, what do you need to know before you do this? So I want to encourage you that you have an inner consultant as well, and there are probably ways that you would answer people's questions. So you might want to be present to that as you go through that as a way of helping you know that you could get up on this stage with us. And if you have great insight for someone, we encourage you to hold it while they're asking a question, while we're answering. And then if you want to, feel free to connect with that person afterwards and find out if they want the insight that comes for you. When you ask a question, you're going to ask whatever question. It's about business, and at the same time, it's personal, and you're willing to do this on screen, being recorded in front of others, and we so appreciate you being willing to do that so that others can learn from your question. And if we happen to go deeper than you want us to go here, or we start talking about this thing and you want us just to focus on this, please let us know. We want to honor you in our answer. So interrupt us and give us guidance if we go off track with what you really want. I mentioned earlier that you're welcome to come up here on stage and ask your question and be here with us. And if you want, you can ask the question from your seat, and you also can even ask anonymously. You just let me know in the chat that you want to ask a question anonymously. I'll read it out and I'll get answers for you. So it is free now to have us answer questions. What would you like to know tonight? What question do you want to put in front of all of us? And I'll be rotating us on and off the screen as people come up, and because we got more of us than fit. It's so great being together. So usually it takes right, you could say a little bit of courage to jump in and ask us the first question. Sometimes questions might seem like they're too big or too small, or like every question is the right size. We're going to help you with wherever you are. So who has a question for us tonight? Just wherever you are in your business, in the journey of having your business. We don't have anyone in line at the moment who's got a question for us. And it can be a general question too. It's better for us if it's a personal question about you and your business as an opportunity for us to share what we know and really problem solve for you. But yeah, we'll work with you where you are. And maybe I'll ask some general questions, or other practitioners, if you have ideas about some general questions. Maybe we could talk about, how do you decide for an event like this what you're going to offer in your room? There are a lot of different things that you consider, and then what are you going to offer, right? So you got to be thinking about your skills. You got to be thinking about what people want in the world. How do you become aware of what people want in the world? This really is similar to what all practitioners, all people with businesses, I think, go through. There's what you really want to offer, and then there's what the need, and how do you put those together, and how do you do it in a way that's still in an integrity and in alignment with who you are and what's wanted. So we're kind of doing the pull back the curtain kind of thing. But if there's some of you are willing to talk about that a little bit, it'll maybe help other people in making choices around these things.
I think that's a great question. I know for me, I actually, again, I love tech. And so I actually watch what people are engaging on in my websites, my social media, and I pull all those metrics. And that's one way we decide. Because usually the truth is, being a mystic, I will come out of my practice and be like, anyone know anything about this? Apparently, this is what we need to be looking at, right? And then we pull metrics to validate it. And then I circle it through all of my students. And so if I have 50 people signing up for one and 100 signing up for another, then I kind of know these people are at different stages in their business, right? So when I picked my topics for today, it was, this is a big market. My last talks were all around AI, and all the time I was like, I need to use the facilities. So it kind of guided me again to this is probably where we need to be focusing, is how's AI affecting all of these things, and where is it pulling back and where is it leading into?
Great. Anyone else want to share? What are the things that you considered in choosing what you wanted to share today in your breakout room? As a model for what all business owners go through, of what do they offer, how do they decide what's wanted, how do they alignment with what they really want to do, etc. Oh, and maybe Mary has an answer let me get you up here. Mary, are you applauding, or do you have an answer for this question?
I raised my hand. At least I thought I did. You have to forgive me because I'm just learning how to use this system. And I'm not as tech savvy as some other people might be. But what I wanted to say was that quickly, over the course of my life, as I would learn how to do certain things that related to what I wanted to do for my living, I would do it the way other people did it. And part of that was just the learning process. You have to develop some expertise in order to be able to do the things to do them well. But eventually it sort of fell short for me because I wasn't necessarily getting the results of my teachers or other people that did it. And it wasn't until I finally gave in and did it the way that felt right to me, did it my way, whatever the different techniques were, until I was actually doing it my way, I didn't find joy in it. I didn't get the joy I could get out of it. And it isn't necessarily all about my joy, but expressing myself was really important and helped me be more effective for anybody who came who wanted my help. even today when I work mostly with children in truth, but and youth, but occasionally adults as well. But even today, when my students excel, especially if they excel beyond my capabilities, because I got to know them and I help them do it their way, I feel like I'm passing that on to them, that power, that ability to be in touch with your essence and expressing your essence through these gifts. And I feel like it's so important because that's the real power that I feel we bring to the world. So yeah, that was my passion, finding a way to make it mine. So that's all I had to say about it right now.
Great. Thanks so much. We've got Sandra and then Jessica, Sandra and then Tiffany.
Hi. Yeah, I chose abundance this time because what I'm finding as I work with people is that no matter where you are in the process, whether you're just starting a business, whether you're in the first year or 2 years, whether you're in your 10th year or wherever, especially in the intuitive field, we're connected to our creativity and new ideas will come up in our mind. Oh, I want to do this new thing. And we need the money to come in to support that. So sometimes we have blocks, we have limitations. This is the amount of money that I feel comfortable with. I only feel comfortable with making $50,000 a year. And if that's your comfort zone and you want to stay there, that's fine. But some people have an even lower of $10,000 a year, and that's not really sustainable if you're supporting yourself in your world. So what I'm going to be offering today is just removing those blocks, those limitations, and the belief that money is limited. And it's not just money, it's the clients, it's the support that we have in our world, it's all of those things that abundance is. It's the health. Our health, if we don't have health, it's very difficult to really work in a business because we're not feeling our best. So that's why I chose abundance this time. I choose something different every time, but this time I thought my spirit guide said abundance today.
That's great. Thank you so much, Sandra. We've got Tiffany and then Todd.
So mine was pretty simple. What do people want? Pretty much every person I know, whether they're part of a business or just an individual, they all want money. What better way to show up than to bring a money Reiki activation? So many of us do similar things as practitioners. We're all doing energy work. We're all helping with businesses. So I was really just trying to go for something different than what everyone else was offering and what people really want. Show me the money, right?
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. We've got Todd and then Susanna. And for those of you that just joined us, the question, since we didn't have one from the audience, it was, how did you choose what you're sharing in your breakout room? What are all the things that you're considering? Because this is really what all business owners go through. What is it that I'm offering and what's wanted out there in the world? And how do I combine these things? All right, Todd, Susanna, and then Scotty.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off base a little bit because something's coming to me. But I would say like what I'm offering the world and what I do and that like when I feel it out, it's kind of like first of all, it's an iterative process. So don't think there it is and then it's done. It's like it's so iterative and you change over time. So like 5 years later, once you get to that perfection, it's like wow, I'm different and I want to even improve upon that. So and iterativeness also is kind of tied with failure, right? Because it's all a failure at some point. It's like you didn't really, even when you get that next thing, it's like, wow, that this whole 5 years I've been doing this, it kind of feels like I wasn't really doing the thing I want to do. And it's like, you got to get okay with failure and iteration. And then you got to clue into like the things you've done so far in your life, like which of the things brought you most joy? Which of the things, if you were to just be sitting with somebody and wanting to talk to them about or do with them, what brings you like, gets you excited and stuff. That's like the thing. It's like, I got to calm down sometimes when I go into this stuff. Right. So excitement. And also, I think like the other thing is like the last thing I'll say is I just thought of this. I don't know why, but popping in my head is hierarchy of needs, which is like security first. You ever seen this? There's these levels of like things you can achieve in life, but it actually applies to business first. Cause when you're strapped, you're in that security zone. And then when you get past that, you're going to get into like, I forget what they are, but if you look it up, it's really good. And then at some point you get into where all your clients love you because you're doing such a good job. You're doing so good in the world and it's really aligning. And then someday you're going to get esteem because you're like really good at it. You're just flowing with it. Right. But really a lot of these people starting out, a lot of people, if you need me, you probably are on the security level or the next layer up. And if you need me, maybe you've gotten through, you're kind of technically minded, you're not, it's not, I need, stuff like that. So yeah, I would say like, that's great. That's how I perceive it in my mind when I go to that spot. And my thing won't be happening today, but it's because I'm on phone. But yeah, so yeah, that's where I go with that. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Todd. All right, we've got Susanna and then Scotty and Vanessa.
My topic is the clearing. Where did it go? Sorry. Past lives, how past lives can hinder your current day success. It can, if you've lived a life or your lineage has lived in a time frame where it was really oppressed and there was slavery. You might have a line of slavery in your DNA, and you can also, through your lineage or through a past life, you might also, as a spiritual healer, have had a past life as a witch and have been burned at the stake. So these kinds of things do show up when I work with people, and that's why I brought it into having the mini session. Not per se based on that, but some things like that do come up when we start working in the world and like in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm. So that's my inclination to work with that. There's also a soul identification programs that can come up, and that can be with working with an individual or a coworker. It could be a lot of different things. So again, we've had past lives, multiple past lives, and we're a multiple spiritual being on a soul level. So there's a lot that we can work with. And when we're feeling overwhelmed in our businesses, it's a really good time to get clear, get some work done from another practitioner that can help you move forward. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much. We've got Scotty and Vanessa, and then we've got a question from Alina next.
Yeah, so I feel like with what having like a space for people to not just us doing our own retreats, but also having a space where other people can come and do their own experiences and just adding experiences to a business. Why we chose manifestation and marketing is I feel that with all of that, it really brings in the spirituality and the practicality because everyone here knows that they're a spiritual being having a human experience. Like we're aware of this, like we're connecting to that mystic side of us, right? And so yet there's still this physical world that we're maneuvering. And so I feel like the marketing and the manifestation just like pair really well together as far as meeting people with like how you can align your concept of self and manifest in the world and co-create with the universe, and also what are those things that you can do to like meet the universe halfway, aka marketing, how you can be putting yourself out there if they're not like banging down your door trying to work with you quite yet.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right. And Alina's got a great follow-up question to this. Alina, do you want to come up here on stage with us?
Sure. I cannot turn the camera on
Oh, you
at the
can't turn the
moment,
camera on. Okay, I can't bring you up,
but
but feel free to ask let me see if if I ask you to start the video, if it'll help get it on.
yeah.
All right, it's
Can you
on.
see
I'm
me?
bringing you up. All right, great.
Okay. All right. So the question is, someone who runs a spiritual business, uh, do you use your spiritual gifts to support the business, the mundane, materialistic side of things? Like, I don't know, using astrological transits when you schedule the appointments, or doing certain ritual, or again, using certain transits to like file taxes, for example, things like that. So, and how do you compromise the two? How do you compromise the quote unquote woo-woo and mundane?
Right. How do we like compromise or combine or like, yeah. So how do we choose like which ones we're paying attention to? That's great. I know a bunch of practitioners have answers to this. Practitioners that are not yet on the stage, I need to have you turn on your video so I can bring you up. And let's see, the order we've got right now is Scotty and Vanessa, then Jessica, then Tiffany, then Lisa. All right. Excited to have
So,
you do this.
just a super example for me is a super example. It's just, anyways, wording is like we will literally like pray before making decisions. And even like when we did our first MeWe fair just a couple weeks ago, we before we like got the booth, we're like praying that this is in highest alignment. We're taking that second to really tune in with ourselves before making big business decisions. And so that's really like the most like grounded way I feel like, in my perspective, that we've grounded the connection spiritually and using the spiritual gift of creating to just set intention before making big decisions is like the biggest thing I feel like.
Yeah, and you can do that in such a variety of ways. But when you take that moment to align your vision with universe, God, source, creator, and really just create that connection where it's not just operating for my highest and best good, but for the clients as well. Like when you co-create with the universe, it anchors more light and more love into the world in general. And I feel like the more that I open myself up to receive that love and that guidance, the more that that energy, that everything that I do has that energetic signature behind it. So people just resonate with it even more. And it's, yeah, taking those times to set that intention, to check in with the universe, because I'm a medical astrologist. So like checking in with the energies of the universe and seeing how it supports you. Like it's such a beautiful way to keep showing up with that intention, with that guidance, with that direction. And the more that you cultivate and anchor that magic into yourself, the more that it, again, everything you do has that energetic signature to it. And people that are in our realm, like we're going to pick up on that subconsciously or consciously. But yes, like use your gifts and connect with universe to help guide you so that you are operating for your highest and best good, your clients and highest and best good, and everyone that you are passionate and meant to connect with.
Great. Thank you so much, Vanessa and Scotty. Next, we've got Jessica, then Tiffany, then Lisa. So go ahead, Jessica.
Sorry, for some reason I didn't hear my name was the next one. So I'm like, just sitting here. Um, so I'll usually, and Lorelai knows this because she listens to me all the time. And so I'll usually check into a gazillion and one things. It's ridiculous. But I always look at the chart, especially if I want to do an in-person event. Like I have my, because this all started through astrology years and years ago. And so I always use Western astrology and Vedic astrology with my business. All my LLCs were created and like I drove people nuts, but I was very specific on the date every LLC needed to be created. And we do all of our marketing strategies around astrology. And then we layer that with all of the data we're getting in, right? Because in today's day and age, you can get any data point you want. It's information overload, right? And so we dump that in AI and we're like, okay, here's the auspicious dates. Here's the data. What should we be doing when? And then that's kind of how we plan everything. And then like some others have said, after that, we just set the intention, right? And then we start that day building on it. And as we do all of the marketing and build up to things, that intention is constantly going. It's ridiculous. Like even it's just the whole time, but I love it. And it's really, everything is in your head, everything. Meaning if you're setting your intention, that is a vibration, spoken and not. It is a vibration going out into the universe. And it's all that attraction and manifestation. And so if you're putting that out there, just thinking about it, right? That's why vision boards always come true, right? It's just because you don't have to say anything. It's the idea and the universe picks it up and does what it's supposed to do with it and makes it the most auspicious experience you could imagine. Okay, I'm done.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Next is Tiffany. Tiffany, are you there?
I'm
Okay,
here.
great.
I'm coming. So, to answer the question, I use all of my gifts pretty much every day. Every morning is started with talking with guides, checking my energy, checking what's the most important thing that I'm supposed to accomplish each day, what things I'm supposed to watch out for. I also follow astrological alignments like the other gals were talking about. I avoid days that look catastrophic and I'll hibernate. um, but yeah, I use all of my gifts, energy work on myself, on my family, on my house, making sure that there's good energy before we start anything. I'm asking my guides before I go anywhere, is this for me? What do I need to watch out for? Every aspect of my life is run by spirit and where my higher self and guides tell me to show up and what I'm supposed to do that day. Just completely, that's the lifestyle, being a spiritual entrepreneur. That's all I got.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. All right, next is Lisa.
Hey, Elena, that's a really great question. When I awakened about 4 or 5 years ago, I've been intuitive my entire life, but I thought it was very hit or miss. And of course, a lot of it I thought was woo-woo as well, because you don't talk about things like that at the dinner table or in public. And so, yeah, I understand that angst that you might be feeling about mundane versus magical. So now that I've awakened and understand that I can use these tools and they empower me to make decisions, these tools allow me to understand energy, energy management, and energy can come in so many forms and flavors. When you think of yin and yang, you think of the yang cycle as being a bold, action taking energy. And then when you think of yin, it's more of a kind of sit back, receive, and intuit what your next step is going to be. And when I started understanding moon phases, then it helped me basically set my intention as to saying, okay, well, the moon is in a bold phase. So this means I can take some action. I can get out there and interface with people and get some things done. And then when it moves into a minor phase, this allows me to sit back, recalibrate, and figure out, okay, I just took this action. Where's that action leading me? Do I need to pivot for the next moon cycle, the next major phase? So that was one way that I've been playing with energy. Another way is every morning I talk with my angels and my ancestors and my guides. I bring them in, I clear my space, I center, I ground, and then really asking my guides, okay, what's the next step? What do I need today? Right? What do I need to work on? Even though I already have a priority list, right, to take care of the mundane things I need to take care of, but it's kind of helping me choose when I'm tapping into spirit, saying, okay, is this a priority for me? I think it's a priority, but is it a real priority? So when I look at that, then I will also work with other tools like the pendulum, right? Or my inner guidance. And I'll say, yes, no. Do I need to attend this particular event? Is it for my highest good? And then also I will use my energy cards. My energy cards I designed that are aligned with the business structure. So by using that also helps me understand what that energy is, and then also help me kind of move to that next step so that I understand that both the mundane and magical are going to weave beautifully together. I hope that helps.
Great, thank you so much. I know in some ways I don't do a lot explicitly. There are ways that I use my whole body as a way of tuning in. So really listening to the sensations of my body. And then say I do so many things with the community of this people that I get impacted by everyone else's willingness to make decisions and move forward on things. And I hear feedback from people all the time about different dates that I'm looking at. So I do some of it indirectly from the people that I work around. There are a lot of ways that I don't, and you could say that I don't end up choosing the easiest path all the time, and maybe that's part of why. So yeah, it's a great question to look at how we use our tools in our business. All right. let's
What was the
see.
question again?
So it's as a practitioner, how much do you use all of your intuitive tools, your energy tools, and how you do the business part of what you do?
Okay.
I think that was, yeah. So running a spiritual business to use your spiritual gifts to support the business side of things. Do you have a quick answer for that, Mary?
Well, one of the things that came up when you guys were talking about it was, I know for myself, I'm always trying to figure out what part of when the information I'm getting is coming from my ego, and when the information I'm coming is coming from someplace else, a more expanded state. And I think that takes time sometimes to develop. Some people do it naturally. I mean, but I think that for me, in my case, I spend a lot of time out in nature, just quieting my mind. The more I can quiet my energy, the easier it is for me to figure out whether or not it is coming from where it's coming from in those two categories, maybe not beyond that. But the other thing I notice is I'll ask myself, well, no matter what's going on, I'll ask myself, like, what is my state of consciousness right now? What is really happening in me? And by doing that, by just asking that question, I step back from my experience and I'm able to access more. So that's just a thought, because that's something you can do no matter what the question is, business, personal, working with a client. Because that's what I've done. So
Yep, that's great. Thank you so much. All right, great. Thank you so much, Alina. All right, and let's see. So next we have Andrea. Got a question for us. Andrea, okay, great. Here you are. Let me bring you up. All right. And what is your question?
Hey everyone. My name is Andrea Thomas, and I'm an acupuncturist, and I also, in addition to doing acupuncture, in my healing practice, I also do light therapy. And I have 3 different kinds of light therapy. One is bright light therapy for seasonal affective disorder. And then I also do red light therapy for different musculoskeletal or metabolic issues, weight loss, workout recovery, that kind of thing. And but a big reason why I became a health practitioner in general was so that I could offer light therapy that would actually affect the soul rather than working on the body. A lot of the diseases that we have are not on the physical level. They manifest as at the physical level, but they are at the soul level, which is in your energy field outside of the body, because your chi or your energy is, the pathways, well, you may not know, but but in Chinese medicine, the energy, we have like a mapped pathway for the way that the energy flows through the body, but it also flows outside of the body. So I invested in a device that that works on that. And it is a light therapy rack that has the 7 colors of the 7 chakras, and it clears all 7 of the chakras. It cleanses itself, and it uses gemstone lights and crystals to create vibrations that will affect your energy body. It's wonderful. It's very powerful, but it's not something that anybody really knows about. And it's definitely falling, in the realm of what we all do as energy healers. So my question really is, I started my practice on January 27th of 2024. And it's building up slowly. I'm in Gig Harbor, Washington. And my lease is coming up, and I'm kind of it'll be coming up 1-year lease. And I'm feeling like I need to change the location of where I'm at. I need to move. I don't know where yet, but I'm kind of facing the options of, okay, well, do I want to, because I launched a YouTube channel. It's, it's small right now, but, I could focus more on that and create more of an online presence. I'm writing a book also while things are slower. And I have options, and I know I need to go within to find the answers for that, about whether or not I focus on fully, in my location, seeing patients in person, whether I, create a totally online practice, doing some kind of health coaching for people, or if I do both. And I know those answers will come, but I was wondering what others' experiences were with what they wanted to do with their offerings, whether it's, local or, in the ether. So
That's great. Thanks so much for your question. We've got me, Sandra, Tiffany, and Scotty and Vanessa online waiting with some answers. So I guess one thing that occurs to me is it's a lot to run a physical location all on your own. So I was wondering how much you've explored looking at sharing offices with others, some sort of community healing space. It might even be you have one office to yourself, or that you even share an office with someone else. My partner, for example, is a body worker. She does some energy work, and she has someone else in her office for maybe 12 hours a week. So just ways to make having office space more cost effective. I know that you want to have physical space to be able to work with people. I'd also look at where you live and where your people are. So it may be that getting closer to Tacoma will have, better access to people. So you're kind of juggling the energy of the space where you are, the affordability of the space, access to people, how it feels energetically for you.
right. Well, there
So a
are
lot of
other
those things.
practitioners in the same space where I'm at, but they're more. We've got Revived Drip there. It's in Compassion Wellness Center, so it's counselors, and there's a reflexologist, and there's some cross referring going on, but not much. Yeah, I'm the acupuncturist there. So,
And you have one office all to yourself?
yes, I
In
have
that
a
space?
space, which yeah, I have a room to myself, but yeah, I mean, I don't know
And
about sharing like the actual treatment room with someone else. I definitely would share an office with another practitioner for sure, but I have expensive equipment that
yeah, I know it's got to be someone you trust, exactly. And I'd
yeah.
say as you say that you need to, you sort of talk about it as though you need to move. It just your energy gets all funny when you talk about needing to move, and I can't quite tell what direction it's like. You feel grief around moving, fear around moving, or like
I
you
feel
know for other
something.
reasons that you
I
need
feel
to move.
anxiety about it for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's always that okay, well, what are my patients going to come with me? Part of it, are they gonna come with me, or is that? But you know what? That just shouldn't be a fear, because
Part of it's
I'm early enough in my start to where it's not. I don't think attrition is going to be
part of
too
this
much
too
of a
is
problem.
remembering to just breathe. And part of it is like move and have your body be in flow, right? And see breathing as you're considering all this. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Sandra and then Tiffany and then Scotty and Vanessa and then Todd. So go ahead, Sandra is next.
Yeah. Andrea, as soon as you started talking, I heard that the energy in the space that you're at is somehow out of balance. Excuse me. I'm a master feng shui practitioner. I've been practicing for, 28 years. And what I'm picking up is there's something in the space. So it needs some clearing, it needs something, and without going in, deep into it, I can't tell exactly, but as an energy worker, think about the space. In feng shui, we always talk about, even if you're not doing the work that you're doing, an office space or a workspace has to be comfortable for the purpose of it. Has to have enough light or less light. It has, you need to check the electricity, make sure there's no electricity leakage in the room. The colors that you're going to vibrate with, need to be right. Not always just maybe the 7 chakra colors, but the color that you're picking up that's right for that room. So whether you move or you don't, there's some just physical space clearing and the energy space that is necessary with that space. But if you move to another, being very conscious and aware. I also heard very, very strongly that because of the situation where there are other people in the space with you, that can actually help your business. But the alignment of all the other energy as it comes in the doors has to be in alignment and in harmony, just like our chakras need to be in harmony.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, in particular, I would say it's that some of the others are not affecting in a positive way.
Yeah, so all kinds of reasons why things might need to shift or change. Right,
And
what
they
you do
may be
there,
open to doing a clearing, with sage or whatever, and they may not. So that might be your answer. If they're not interested in clearing out the energy and balancing the energy, that might be your answer to move.
Yeah, well, I mean, and also like the landlord reached out to me not too long ago and said, "Hey, the other people in the Revive Drip place are looking to expand. So if you want out of your lease early, you can." So, I mean, that's kind of another thing. It was
universe serving you opportunities.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
We've got a few more answers for you too. So we've got Tiffany, Scotty, and Vanessa, and then Lisa.
Hey, Andrea. I was having some thoughts while you were talking. First, is there any possibility of having a space in your home or near, I don't know what kind of building you're in, but I would.
Island, which is an even smaller community. It's even farther away.
Okay.
It is a possibility, but I would have to, I would have to, I'd have to use the parlor. but I certainly could.
Because, diversifying sounds really good to me for you, as far as you were talking about physical space versus going online. You could do a lot with both. But if you had a couple set days and, like Sandra was saying, a clear office space or wherever you end up, focusing a couple days on those clients, but then spending the other days working on your online presence. I was seeing you having like group coaching sessions. I don't know if that's a possibility with the lights, but you could design entire programs around the different light programs and market them on socials to get a larger group to show up, and which could lead to a lot more online sessions with people. Showing up to live events, even like fairs and festivals, is a great way to get clients for your online business and reoccurring business. They get to sample a little bit of what you have to offer in person, and then they're like, yes, I want to work with her. I was seeing a lot of like health coaching being a really great avenue for you, especially if you could do some group sessions that would help monetize bigger events for you.
Okay. Thank you. That's great feedback.
Great. Next, we've got Scotty and Vanessa with a retreat center not that far from you, and then Lisa.
Hey, hon, so good to see you. So, I actually really love what Tiffany was saying about like having maybe an online and in-person presence. But when you were talking, it sounds like your business is going to be going through a shift right now. And so it was actually more from a marketing perspective that I wanted to talk with you about, because we can get so focused on talking about the deliverables of our offer, which can come down to location or acupuncture or what we offer. But I wanted to remind you that whether you are in person, whether you are online, one, follow your hearts. Start with the end in mind. How do you want to be showing up? How do you want to be working with people? What is going to excite you and ignite you day in and day out? Because that, when you are excited and joyful about business, that's going to keep carrying you forward. But in addition to that, regardless of the transition that you are going through in business, in regards to the marketing piece, I really invite you, and this was really coming up to me, is like, so many of us are clear about what the journey is once somebody becomes a client, but we have to think about the whole marketing experience as a journey that we are guiding clients through that is preparing them for two things. You, one, want to activate the readiness to buy, but two, you want to activate the readiness to make that change in their life. So whether you are online or whether you are in person, don't miss the opportunity that providing a valuable journey through the marketing is. Like, that's why, like, we'll be talking about later, is getting out of just marketing your services and sharing your message with the world and thinking about what is the limiting or false beliefs that are keeping people stuck. What do they need to shift internally to become ready to work with you? And the more that you focus on that journey on the front end, it then doesn't matter if you are in person or if you are online. That journey is valuable. It's shifting people out of their limiting perspectives. You're giving them real value that is creating that pre-sold mentality of who you are, what you do, and where you're located.
Yeah, if you were definitely going to stay where you're at, the throttle on the marketing, the shift even with the marketing, where it's like, oh, like I offer light therapy, but for someone like you said, like not very many people know what that is, which means you're going to have to educate them. But what do they know? And what are they looking for? And speaking their language,
That's everything.
versus like, our language, like we get it, like I'm coming, you know what I mean? But like, but speaking to the people that don't know that, so that's something that if you do stay, that the marketing, the wording within the marketing or how you're going about the marketing, that's definitely going to need a shift.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you. And Lisa's got an answer. And then we're soon going to be splitting up into breakout rooms.
Hey, Andrea, great question. And I feel your sense of readiness to do your own thing. And I totally understand. And the interesting thing was when Sandra was talking, I was pulling cards from my Oracle deck. I pulled 3 fire cards. So clear that space, right? And the 3 cards represent vitality, expression, and then, of course, transformation. But another card that I pulled was vision. And so when you look at this card comes from Aether. And if we look at the 5 elements, Aether, fire, water, air, earth, you want to look at those as a way to align your business because you want to make sure that they're all balanced. And the first thing I heard and got was take another look at what you want to do. What is the vision of your business? Right? And then everything else will become clear. Before you market yourself, when you're taking a look at your vision and you're taking a look at your mission, you want to really understand who are you? What do you do and who do you do it for, right? That's the fundamental platform for brand development. And I am a brand expert and I love being able to help mystics articulate who they are and what they do. And through a process, through this brand framework, we can help create and identify and put into play your vision. Because that vision then and that mission is going to inform your marketing. It's going to inform how you are going to create your packages. It's going to inform how you speak to your customers, how you resonate with them, and how they resonate with you. So,
Right. Right. Well, I help successful people solve their health problems.
okay, that's great. But you know what? From a brand perspective, that's pretty vague. And so, what I teach mystics and help guide them through is really grounding that language into a practical way that is going to help the customer, your audience, understand exactly what it is you do. And it was an exercise I just did today with a client as we go through her brand framework. And the interesting thing is, many mystics and creatives alike, and this is why I moved into the spiritual world to help mystics, is to help them understand that there's a way that they can articulate how they can help their audience move into that transformation in a grounded language. Because when you say, I help mystics with their health issues and problems, it's like there's 1,001 things under that health umbrella that you could be referring to. So this is where it's imperative and vital to really understand what aspect of health are you referring to. So that way, when you're talking to your audience and you're guiding them, they understand and they can see themselves in that picture that you've outlined for them. I hope that's helpful.
Well, I wouldn't say that I help mystics. I help successful people.
Sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, successful people could mean anything. It could be corporate execs. It could be dog walkers. It could be anything. This is why it's so critical to ground that language so that when you are speaking to your audience, it's like, well, I'm not a CEO, but I'm a dog walker. I totally get that, right? So it's so much more than just successful people. So there's much more work that I think you're going to want to do in order to start growing your platform and building your business.
That's great. So yeah, how to find the
Successful
right people wherever you
implies
are.
that they are taking responsibility for their health.
Well, it's how to find the right people wherever they are. So some of Lisa's gifts are helping refine that message. So I know Todd's got an answer too. Your initial space was like, do you stay in your office? Do you move? How much you're in person? How much you're online? So go ahead, Todd. And then we'll be moving to breakout rooms after that.
Okay, what I got on time here? A minute or two, or what do I got? I'm
You got
just
a
gonna
minute.
set
Yeah,
that
go
up.
ahead. You got a minute.
Okay, so there's so much that kind of ran past my, if I'm going to be spiritual third eye or something. So, I think of like all the like, um, uh, I guess, multidimensional possibilities. So the first was to talk about your space not being right. So there's three levels there. A, can you get into is it like you go too far into the building and there's some like not niceness, and if you're closer to the door, it would maybe bypass a little of that first, or like if there's space moving going on or something. But then there's a level of like, well, if you're really doing well at some point, like get your own space with three of your best people and really navigate being a business person in the sense of having your own space and subletting like this guy is doing for these other people. That's another level. I don't know if you're there. I don't know what's going on there, but it's like a possibility. You just got to put that out there. It's a possibility. And actually, you can charge a little extra. And like sometimes, if there's good rent, you can have your place for free sometimes. So, and actually saves you money. But beyond that, the next thing I'm going to go into is, do you have a digital relationship with these clients, right? So you might have a word of mouth and all this, and like look at your clientele. Is a lot of people like first, and when I got first in my business, like friends and family, and there was friends of friends, and then it got wider and wider into people I don't know, and then people across the US and people across the world, right? So it's like, what does that look like for you? And I don't need an answer. I'm just saying, like, in your mind's eye, you pass what layers are you moving past? So, and do you have a digital relationship? Like a newsletter would be great. Get their emails, everyone on your that's coming to you. And then you're going to say, well, how can I monetize this better? And it sounds like awful, like spiritual. Why am I thinking monetization? But like, it's not. It's like you need to survive, and these people need more help from you. And how can you make more money to give that more help? So it might be like, how can I create recurring services or a monthly recurring retainer thing that I know the money is flowing in on a reliable basis, rather than three people saw me this week, one a week later, and like it's hodgepodge. It's hard to manage finances that way. So think of like a recurring thing that you can add, and then in marketing they call it upsells, downsells, and cross sells. But really, what that means is on a downsell, this is too expensive. It's $200 service. So what is a downsell? You can downsell. Or a cross sell as they go on through your business for 6 months to a year. What can you cross sell that makes sense for them? They need, and you really think is good, goes well with what they need and how you do things. And then the upsell is like, something that might be a little more expensive along the lines of what's right for them and what's right for you and everything, right? And finally, the last thing, if I haven't used up my minute, was if I can grab it, was this idea of so the I think I lost it. So you're gonna to have that only. And I guess if you catch me in my room, I might remember it. I don't know. We'll see. But there was something I can't really bring it up right now. Anyway.
That's great. Thank you so much, Todd. So these are just examples of all the different perspectives. So Andrea, thanks for your question. Hopefully we've given you some spaciousness and some grounding, some new ideas to play with and thinking about what you're going to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and more answers may be available in the breakout rooms. So let's see. So we are getting ready to split up into breakout rooms. So every practitioner is going to go into a public breakout room. I'm putting the list in the chat of what their rooms are. So each one has a number, their name, and then a bit about what they're offering. There's a schedule that's available, and I'm going to show that on my screen here in just a moment. Here we go. So you can see what it looks like. You can find the schedule of all that's going to be happening in the fair breakout room, or you can go to jointhefair.com online. And if you scroll down, it's an event that's coming up. And then here's our event today. Here's information on all the practitioners today. So you can see what they're generally offering, their name. In blue and pink here are the offerings they have in their breakout rooms. If they have an offering for after the fair, that's here. It's not bold, and their contact info. You can see what room they're in. So you can see where everyone is, how to connect with them today, what they're offering today, and how to reach out to them later. This is the schedule of ongoing offerings in all the rooms in order by room. So these are happening in the rooms throughout the evening. And then we have a schedule too. And I'm going to be announcing that. So I usually announce 5 minutes before the event. So I'm going to be announcing like 3 minutes early now because it's 5:12 and we need to get over to those breakout rooms. So we're going to start off here with Clearing the Path to Abundance, a talk and a group clearing with Sandra in room 6. The Massive Change Coming to Social Media in 2025, Get Prepared with Jessica in room 3. And Past Life Experiences That Hinder Today's Success for free with Susanna in room 8. So those are all the things that are going on. And let me get my share screen to stop. So I'm going to take us all off Spotlight, and you're off to the rooms, everyone. And so I'll be able to help you move from room to room. And if you're on the recording, I turn off the recording. You can find out all of what we're offering at MeWeFairs.com.